So what will be here the course of this presentation? How to build university archives from scratch, actually. Then you have to do what you have to do and what things you have to concern. Something about academic history and tradition. You have to know something about legal, professional, and organizational environment. You have to deal with archival tradition and regulations and practice. State of art, institution expectation, advocating, audience engagement, education, how to go in digital, and what is exploitation avenue. So every of these paths is that we did for the last 3 years, and it was really challenging. It was the same pictures like you have before, but with the all materials, not just one collection, but I didn't have the heart to show it actually today here, because it would be really very shameful for me. Actually, a few things about my background. I came to University Archives 3 years ago, and I was more than 20 years head of National Archival Service and National Archivist. So when you are in such environment and going to institution, academic institution, you maybe have some expectations, some small expectation that maybe they know what is archives and why the archives is important. Actually, the beginnings of my institution is from 1669. So my university is more than 350 years old. And National Archives beginning is from 1643. So we are actually maybe 50 years older, but actually it was like institution and it was like infrastructure. And here we love history, we love academic traditions, so we know how old we are, and we have many interesting meetings with queens, with kings, with our archival profession. And also it is the biggest challenges, so the biggest factors here are these years of foundation, and this year of 1864, when it was like beginning of the modern university in today's standard, which was degree, which was ratified by the Croatian parliament. And this is how the university started. And then in following 150 years, now there are more than 40 faculties, academies, student center, research center, and also what is very interesting for our university, which is beside the Croatian Academy of Science and of Art, the most important academic institution in the country, that we are operating at the national level all over the country. So not just in the capital, in the Zagreb, but majority of today's 10 public universities have their roots in Zagreb University, so they were departments. And still, there are not just faculties in Zagreb, but in other cities as well, in Sisak, in Varaždin, in Petrinja, in Dubrovnik, so all over the country. So it's very challenging to try to keep it all together. And as I told you, actually even today, half of student population in Croatia is roots in Zagreb University, so it's more than 7,500 students every year. And so far, besides some statistics they said that it's about 500,000 and maybe 20-30 students from the beginning of the scholarship go through the University of Zagreb. And my appraisal is that we have around 30 kilometers of materials scattered all around university, actually. And that's really hard to try to find out where all it is this. And believe me, in 3 years, I didn't manage to find out where everybody is, because it's really like Sherlock Holmes work. Because when you visit the institution and ask, do you have maybe some papers that are somewhere, it is like you are attacking them, or you are spying them, or you are trying to put your nose where it's not belonging. So, and this is all this situation really reflects on this, that it's these materials from university provenance is really scattered, not just all over the city and all over the university constituencies, but also all over the country. So, how actually this archival odyssey begins? We have 350 years anniversary in 2019. And then it seems it will be really nice maybe to find out archives in this occasion after so many years. And as I said, one of the biggest challenges was really when I came to the university and find out in the rector's collegium meeting that half of people sitting there, when rector, who is actually from Information Sciences Department, he was from Information Sciences Department, and my colleague in the department for more than 20 years, so he knows what is archives, actually, and this is from where the idea came to try to formally establish archives. Half of people there said after his announcement that we can start the archives, what it is. So it was all like deans, academic stuff, academics, and actually they didn't know why we should have archives, or do we have archives, or where is the paper that are under this story that we are presenting all the time, how old are we? So this was the situation to start with. And then I tried to make some queries for them and start to visit all the institution and try to find out where is the material. So since I was in national service, I have some idea from the archives. So for example, we know that the oldest materials are in National Archive, in Croatian State Archive, in some fonts like Royal Academy of Sciences, or in Jesuit monastery, believe it or not. You couldn't believe if you don't know that the university materials are there. So I know where the materials in archives, in personal fund, in administrative fund, in parliament fund. I know it because I know it. It was my job to know it. And also, I have some idea for other state archives. One of the issues that is important here, then in Croatia, archival law and archival registration in tradition, like in East Europe, is very similar. Everything is concentrating on the public archival service and state archives network. There are no other types of archives officially. There are in practice, like in-house archives and institutional archives without any professionals. But so we know in practice there are many, but officially there are nothing except the state archives network. And the other issue was even outside this network, there was only people that have to be under some regulation, like in charge for the record-keeping offices, and they should know in their institution what is going on with records, and their only dealing is basically to transfer it to the state archives after transferring period. But since all the state archives are focused on administrative staff of government institutions, and you know that archives also always lack resources, finances, people, and everything. So basically this is status quo that we will not bother you, you don't bother us, just please be so kind not to trash it away, at least not publicly. So this is how things are going on. So basically we even have situations since some units are outside the Zagreb, so all these faculties and academies which are in other cities, like Pedagogical Academy of Petrinja, which is actually more than 160 years old, or Faculty of Metallurgy, which is in Sisak, or Faculty of Organization and Information, which is in Zarazin, they were transferred to these archives, not to National Archives with official supervision. And also then we have many other interesting records, like for example, we have, while we were in communism, we have Communist Party even in every faculty of academy. They are in City Archive in Zagreb. So it was really a question even to find out in every archives what is material that is from university provenance got there. And then also, it's not just the archives. Why just concentrate on the archives? So material is kept in many museums, like Historical Museum, or we have School Museum in Zagreb and many other museums. Then university dissertations are kept in National and University Library. One more complication was that this university library during the time after 90s and even in last 100 years was completely orientated toward being national library, so the university things was just popping down. So basically, they are not quite much involved in library, in university life. So every faculty has its own library, which are not in connection with the university library, and which are not connection among themselves. And we now also have the office for last 2 years for coordination of faculty libraries. There are 43 libraries right now in the faculties and academies. So actually we are trying to put them together to try them teach to work together. And then also, since there are many academics among professors, among directors, among dean, their personal file, manuscript, products of their research are in Croatian Academy of Sciences of Arts, which have 67 places also all around Croatia, and then in various museums, in research institutions. So you see, it is quite a dive to try to find out where are the records from the university archives. So basic from my work is in rectorate, in the central place. And there are material dating from 1875. This is from like modern period. Actually, my first going on in the repository was a little bit worse than your issues here. Actually, I think I'm the first archivist in 350 years who enters this repository, and maybe one of few people in 150 years, so you can imagine how it was to enter in this institution. And then we start to work what you work, try to fill out these bundles and these tons of paper which were there, and see to identify it and see what this should be going on. The majority of records that we find here is going on with administrative and financial documentation. There are some student files, records about various programs, something very small issues regarding scientific research and projects. It was various collection of printed media. We have million of various commission, bodies, enterprises, associations, student organization, cohesion, many things that you could call special collections. This is insignia of our university. Actually, this is the gold medal that was issued in the beginning of introduction of this modern university. And actually, there is a story behind it. It was issued, these golden coins, in only 5 copies, and it's gold. And one was given to the Emperor Franz Joseph I, and it's in Vienna today. One was given to the rector, one was given to head of Croatian parliament, Ban, who was chief that day, and actually one was in the museum, and actually we found one in the garbage in the archives. And this is the one. Among all these bundles and things, so for example, what you can find in the archives when you don't expect to find anything. So there are many things going on, and we are really hard trying in 3 years to try to make some structure. So we are working on the arrangement, we are trying on procession, we are looking in physical arrangement on these things, putting in the boxes. So there are now 3 of us which work of this, and this is how this structure shaped and looked like. Beside with this, we also, I was conducting the query around all the faculties and academies, and really try to find out what is there, what is going on there, and what they have. We find beautiful collection, for example, regarding seismic collection. We have on Faculty of Mathematics one beautiful collection which was prepared by Andrej Mohorović, who is very famous seismology, and there is all the machines that are still going on. And in the meantime, we have Corona, and meantime, we have the earthquake in Zagreb, and 30 buildings were crashed in the university, and this is why everything is so far crashed down. And we are trying to find a space, and we are in salaries, and try to find out what will be in the meantime, and try to find something for this. Because of all this, we also parallelly thinking how to share everybody that we have the archives, or how to be visible, like colleague from Finnish said. And since I am in the archival world and I have lots of connections, we find a solution how to show everybody really quickly and with not many resources waste. What is that we have used this Topotheque platform, which is made by Icarus, Archival Association, Archival Center for Archival Research from Vienna, which is very active association with hundreds of projects with virtual archives. And one of the projects, which was in the framework of Creative Europe, Community as Opportunity co-project, and it resulted with a platform called Topotheque, which is today the biggest community platform in the Europe, which more than, as you see, 430 collections and millions of scans and materials. It is participatory. I am platform, and I am one of the coordinators for all Europe, so this is how I know it, and the records show. And it can be run from schools to seniors to homes, so it's really everybody can start their virtual collection and put it online. And this is how we asked, we put some materials from the rectorate, we ask everybody from every faculty, academy, teachers, students, staff, everybody who have something with the archives, please give us material, and then we show that we have something. It is really very easy to work with. For example, we prepare various stories from archives based on the documents. This is disaster. This is that we have the flood in 60s. Also, it is all the pictures from the earthquake recently, and all the interesting stories and things going on. So it was really easy to be online and to find us how it's work. Then what also we did parallel to all this, since we also have many other running projects, it is one project called They Live, which is actually focused on documenting student life in Europe, and I'm also coordinator of this project for Icarus Croatia Association. And we really also engage students and people from Zagreb University to help us with this. We also use Topotheque platform to build virtual collection. We collect oral history. We were focused on former student, ongoing student. We ask students to participate and to find material. We have artist in residence program. We create manuals. We have exhibitions, books emerging for the project. And this is also how we became viral, and also we are working with student organizations and associations, give them workshop about to document their work of their organization and why it's important to document their work. We have one of the services that is going on in the universities. There are like a register of student organization. You have to be registered if you want to apply for financing. And I find out that among 80 student registered organizations, maybe 2 or 3 are really active. Nobody never bothered to see if this documentation is live or not. And we really try to reach all these organizations and try to work with them or to educate them to deal with their materials, to document it, to put it in archives or in library or somewhere. We also have the exhibition going on about stories from archives that we really try to show people in faculties, in academy, that there are some all documents and materials in framework of the university, in their departments, in their libraries, so everywhere. So basically, when you try to research faculty or academy, where should be the archives, the records, it's usually like this. They had in the organizational schema around 50 to 100 departments, institute, bodies, officials. So if you are very lucky, you can find that there is student records in student office. If they have enough space and they didn't throw it, you can maybe find in some institute of department, if they like history, that old professors collect something, and then sometimes when new professor come, they throw it away because new professor needs space, or if they also like history, they put it away for some better person. So then sometimes they put it in the library, and if librarian is very nice, she won't mind, and if she's not very nice, she will just put him away and say, this is not library material, what should I do with this? So it's really a quest to find out where to find it. This is why we also, the colleague from Library Office, prepared some virtual exhibition also for pedagogical reason, try to make us more visible and to see and to show what is in this framework scope. And also the latest development, we also have the platform for describing and presenting material. We also digitize. This platform is called Vizbi, and actually I'm doing it together with colleague from Library Office. We choose this Indigo platform because it's used in many GLAM institutions in Croatia. It is basically start as a library descriptive system, but we add actually archival model. And now we also provide both library material and archival material there. And we start with digitizing university lecture series because it's regularly printed, and it was really something that was mostly asked for and consulted, and to show what type of materials there is there. So this is how this look like. We try to digitize all the materials also. We try to put it online, and basically we also trying to find the physical solution, and we try to register archives, and we also try to advocate for archives in our administration. So this is actually what we do, and I hope that I'm in time, and questions are welcome.